Friends, you already know that thousands of years ago dinosaurs roamed this planet, but of course, you've never seen a single real photograph of them, because back then cameras didn't exist. In fact, even humans didn't exist at that time. But once the camera was invented in the 1800s, the way we documented animals completely changed. And in this video, we'll look at the last known photographs of 7 extinct animals ever captured on camera. So watch till the end. Number 7. Quagga. The quagga looked like a cross between a horse and a zebra. In reality, it was a subspecies of the modern zebra, with a unique stripe pattern that made it stand out. These animals lived only in South Africa, but during the late 1600s and 1700s, when the Dutch and the British were at war, quaggas were hunted extensively for meat and hides. By the time peace returned, their numbers had already collapsed. The last quagga was photographed at the Amsterdam Zoo in 1878. After it died, attempts were made to bring in another one, but tragically, the species had already gone completely extinct. Number 6. Passenger pigeon. Just over a century ago, the skies of North America were once filled with passenger pigeons. They flew in such massive flocks that they could darken the sky for hours as they passed overhead. Their population was in the billions, but people began hunting them for cheap and plentiful meat, and soon passenger pigeons became a daily meal. As hunting intensified, their numbers rapidly declined until the species was gone forever. The bird you see in this photograph is Martha, the last known passenger pigeon, who lived in the Cincinnati Zoo until her death on September 1, 1914. Number 5. Carolina parakeet. This was one of the most beautiful parrot species in the United States, found in the forests of the Southeast. They fed mostly on fruits and seeds, especially from a plant called cocklebur, which is highly toxic. After eating it, the parrots themselves would become poisonous, but their extinction wasn't caused by toxins, it was caused by humans. In the 1800s, parakeet feathers were used in fashion, especially for hats. Farmers also killed them because they fed on crops. Over time, their numbers vanished. The photo you see here is of the last known Carolina parakeet, photographed in 1918. Strangely, it was kept in the very same cage that once held Martha, the last passenger pigeon. Number 4. Thylacine. Better known as the Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian wolf, this animal wasn't actually related to tigers or wolves. It was a carnivorous marsupial found in Tasmania and parts of Australia. Thylacines carried their young in pouches, much like kangaroos. They mostly preyed on smaller animals. Their extinction was caused by 2 major factors. First, dingoes, wild dogs introduced to Australia, competed with them for food, wiping them out from the mainland thousands of years ago. And second, the Tasmanian government declared them a threat to livestock and placed bounties on them, leading to widespread hunting. The photograph you see here is of the last living thylacine, a female kept in Hobart Zoo. Sadly, she died in captivity, and the species was declared extinct. Number 3. Golden toad. At first glance, you might confuse them with frogs, but toads are a different group of amphibians. Golden toads were found only in the cloud forests of Costa Rica. Their bodies glowed with a bright golden-orange color. They were first discovered in 1966. By the 1980s, only about a dozen were found during surveys, and by 1989, only 1 toad remained. Despite years of searching, no others were ever found. In 2004, the species was officially declared extinct. Scientists believe a fungal disease called chytrid was the main cause. It caused their skin to rot, preventing them from breathing through it, something essential for amphibians. Even today, this disease threatens frogs and toads worldwide. The photo you see was taken by Dr. J. Savage and shows some of the last golden toads ever seen alive. Number 2. Bubal Hartebeest. This antelope-like animal once lived across North Africa. They had reddish-brown upper bodies, pale bellies, and long curved horns. Bubal Hartebeests were peaceful herbivores, but their fate was sealed during the French colonization of Algeria in the 1800s, when hunting wiped out most of the population. By 1917, only a small group of 15 remained. Tragically, a hunter encountered the herd and killed 12 of them on the spot. The last 3 survivors were males, and they eventually died out. The photograph you see here was taken in 1933 in a Paris zoo, the last known Bubal Hartebeest ever photographed. Number 1. Barbary lion. This was a subspecies of lion that once lived in the Atlas Mountains of North Africa. Because of the colder climate, they had long, dark manes that covered much more of their bodies compared to modern African lions. They were so fierce that they were once used in gladiator arenas, but human hunting drove them to extinction. By the early 1900s, Barbary lions had nearly vanished. French military officer and photographer Marceline Flandrin captured the last known photograph of one in Morocco in 1942, even though the species had already been declared extinct 2 years earlier. If you enjoyed learning about them, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next informative video.